Good afternoon. This is Larry from Edge for Beauty with Larry and Nick. And I have here my man Nick, Mr. Fitness Guru here. Once again, we come back at you. We're going to be making this a weekly deal. All of our videos will be coming out. And please check us out. Please subscribe. Please come talk, see us. We got a lot of information we're going to give out. Once again, none of this is research, so please understand that it is just a young brother like Nick and an old brother like myself having conversations.
Barbershop talk, baby.
Amen. So, first of all, so what do you think about the Super Bowl?
Man, the Super Bowl, honestly, it was a little boring to me. It was a game, but I thought it would open up a little bit more. You know, it seemed like both teams wanted to play kind of reserved.
They played it safe, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't no like, you know, we're gonna press the issue.
Well, you got to kind of memorize that. You got to remember that the Chiefs haven't been in the playoffs in 50 years.
True.
So everybody on that team, they haven't been in that position. So you come out the gate, you're gonna try and take it easy. But I love the game. I thought it was a great game. I thought that the 49ers with Garoppolo, I thought they was gonna beat the Chiefs at one point in the third quarter. They was not playing.
They should have beat them. Yeah.
So they gave them hell. So, I thought it was a good game. I thought the halftime show was decent. I don't know why all these stupid people are jumping on there talking about it was too much shaking.
I thought the halftime show was the best show I've ever seen. Honestly, because I said it was the best halftime show that I've ever seen. And one of my friends said, well, I guess you didn't see Michael Jackson's show. And, so then I was kind of like, okay, yeah, Michael Jackson would look. I know when I watch a halftime show, I was glued. I was entertained.
Well, I thought it was entertaining. It was like, I'm older, so I was like, I liked the Michael Jackson one. I liked the Beyonce one. I liked
me too. I liked them, but that one was moving. It was entertaining. It was dancing. It was steps. It was good singing. It was out the box.
It was a little bit of everything.
It captured you that was entertaining.
Well, it was funny because we talked about it because the halftime show. A lot of people were calling in and they were talking about they was upset because they thought it was too much for regular TV. Which my thought on that is, if your remote don't work, then you need to put some batteries in your remote. Just change channel.
You can easily change channel. Man, people are always going to. You're not going to make everybody happy.
That's the truth.
And I'm gonna say again with that halftime show, I didn't look at it sexually.
Right.
I looked at it as performers that was performing. And they're entertainers.
Right.
And if you like it or don't like it, you still watched.
Exactly. And that's pretty much all that the NFL probably pretty much wanted you to do.
Yeah.
As long as your eyes was glued to the screen, they're not going to worry about it. They're not going to lose no sleep.
Yeah.
So let's get to this idiot. I've talked about him before on another show. I'm going to talk about him again. Mr. Ari Shaffir.
Okay.
So Ari Shaffir jumped on Twitter today that Kobe died and was talking about Kobe died 23 years too late. He should have died earlier, and he said all that stuff. Then he said his phone was hacked, and then he doubled down on it, talking about, shout out to the helicopter pilot didn't gas up his helicopter. He's a comedian. All the comedians had got who were really close friends with Ari because Ari's this white dude, and they were saying, he's an edgy comic, he's edgy, he's dark, he does this thing where he does that every year, every time when somebody passes away, and he says this and says that.
Yeah.
Well, Black America and white America and Asian America and Hispanic America got offended.
Yeah.
And they his talent agency dropped him. All the shows he had in New York and LA, and he lives in LA. That's the thing that makes this so dumb. So he's been getting death threats, so he closed down the shop. My thing is about it with Ari. Ari, if you get a chance to glance over and want to see what we think, this is one of the things that I think. I think you're stupid. I think you jumped out the window. You thought that you can kind of mask it as a joke. You can mask it as your First Amendment right. And it is. You have every right to say whatever you want. But we have every right to react to it the way we want.
True.
And we have every right to take things to how we want to deal with you on them. So, that's just my feelings. So, what did you think? What do you think about this?
Well, I was to go back when Kobe passed. It really showed me how much power that he had.
Right.
For everybody to feel the compassion from all different races, all different groups, from all different countries.
Right.
Okay, so when you make jokes about somebody of that level, people are going to take it personally.
Exactly. Not to mention that knowing that his 13-year-old daughter died too in that accident.
Yes, because I want people to look at it as, because I thought about it. We get spoiled when we have things. Mm-hmm. So we never looked at Kobe as what we had when he was here. Because like the way that happened, I was like, this is probably would have been like if Muhammad Ali had passed away at age 40.
Right.
In an accident like that.
Right.
Like you see, man, this is the same level.
Yeah.
This might be the same thing if Joe Louis.
Right.
Like he's really an iconic figure.
Right.
The
Jim Brown's. Unfortunately, Walter Payton did pass away at a very, very young age.
But this, tragic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Muhammad Ali represented the people.
Right.
So like he was more than just boxing, and Kobe was more than just basketball.
Exactly, because he was an actual an ambassador because he spoke Italian, and he
5 languages.
Yeah, he spoke Spanish. I don't know the other languages. I know his father played over in Italy for years, and that's how he ended up picking up the Italian language. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because the thing is, when you say stuff like that, it's like you say it with the thought that you could. I don't know what his exit strategy was, because saying something like that about somebody, especially saying something like that about somebody black and you're white, that within itself is going to cause a lot of animosity.
Well, he just made a mistake, and what I mean by mistake is an honest mistake, because that's not the first time somebody has made that type of a joke with that type of sense of humor.
Right.
People talk about the president of the United States all day, every day.
But the difference is that, and then we're going to have to move on, but the difference is that when you have people who you talk that talk, but then when the heat comes on, mm-hmm. then life gets really real for you. Life tends to slow down. Mm-hmm. And it's just more of you should watch what you say. Have some respect for the dead. Definitely watch what you say, because at the time, especially, just give a little respect to the man's family. Exactly. So there's family members involved. There's kids involved. There was a daughter that died, and that brings me to the perfect segue. So did you hear about Gayle King, Oprah's buddy?
I heard a little bit about that. Well, keep on going.
So what ended up happening is Gayle King did an interview with Lisa Leslie, and I think it was like 3/4 of the way in or halfway in. She started talking about how the Kobe situation with him having a sexual the rape case, mm-hmm. and the rape case and this is the part where everybody who talks crazy about Kobe when it comes to that. Kobe was exonerated from that rape case.
Yes, he was.
Kobe was exonerated because the girl didn't want to testify. Because she knew that all of her other past situations was going to come up. Yeah. The fact that they found 4 different types of semen and pubic hairs in her panties. How she had been diagnosed with schizophrenia. How she had talked to her friends, and her friends were saying, that she was talking about how she wanted to sleep with Kobe Bryant. All this stuff was going to come up. So she did the smart thing and bowed out. But what she did do to try and give an extra stab in the back and she get that money, she went and tried to take him to civil court.
True.
And when she tried to take him to civil court, Kobe just wanted to be done with it, because his wife, knowing that they had that infidelity over their shoulder, his wife probably looked at him and said, "Make this go away now."
See, look, and what I want to add to that is, first of all, we're looking at it, I can't believe it. Kobe, that was a young man's mistake.
Amen.
That was a young man's mistake, and Kobe
Amen.
is not the first man on earth to make that mistake.
No, he is not.
Okay, that was a young man's mistake that has been going on, and the reason why it was so big because of the financial value Kobe has.
Okay, exactly.
That was the money bag.
And this was the thing, and what made it worse is the fact that you have a person who the whole intention was, and this is just me spitballing here and giving my controversial thought, was that she was in it for the dough.
Of course.
So when the whole thing broke down, next thing you know, here we are. So Gayle King fits into this. So Gayle King in the interview started asked Lisa Leslie a question like, should we even be talking about this? And Lisa Leslie is the realest of the real. Lisa Leslie handled that. She handled her business like a champ. She straight up told Gayle, straight up, if you had questions like these, why didn't y'all ask him when he was alive?
Come on. Yeah.
Why were there these questions?
Yeah.
Because they try to bring it up when he won his Oscar, because he won an Oscar for the little cartoon snippet that him and another guy wrote.
Young man's mistake.
But see,
stop acting.
Let's be real. The mistake is not whether he did anything illegal to this young lady. No, he did not, because he was exonerated. Now, what his mistake was putting himself in that position from the get-go.
Exactly.
That is it.
Exactly. But like, let's not act like this happens to one out of every 50,000 men.
Exactly.
Like this was a young man. You can go back to 1942. I forgot the movie that I watched. It was with Denzel in it. It was a great movie. He had a wife that loved him, but he also had a girl down the street.
Right, that he ended up having a kid. I saw that.
Yeah. So
picket fences or something like that.
I forgot the name of the movie, but I'm just saying, like, let's not. Kobe is not better than us. We are not better than Kobe.
Right.
Kobe has the same fears we have. Kobe has the same temptations that every man has.
But my problem is with the interview and the way Gayle did it. So Gayle jumps on TV. She tries to tell everybody, well, if you only saw that snippet, I'd be upset too if I was you, and da da da. She tried to white explain herself out of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Black people are not happy. Everybody's been going in on her. Everybody's been going off on her. She had her buddy Oprah on ABC crying. She's not doing well. Well, you know what? You saw those questions come up. You had every rhyme, reason, and way where you could have said, I'm not going to ask these questions.
True. No, she also, true, but at the end of the day, she spoke the truth.
Lisa Leslie did, yeah.
Like
Gayle just...
Well, the question that she asked was the truth.
Right.
Well, like it happened. Like, if you don't agree with it or don't agree with it, I mean, and from the background that I got about Kobe was, even when you did ask him about that, even when it was long gone past,
he didn't answer.
Because it was in his past.
Right, and he was, and that was the thing. But see, the thing about it is, why would Gayle, a prominent black woman,
that's what she does. But her profession is to hit them issues, is to go where you ain't gonna go.
But
it's to cross that line.
So why she not cross that line with Weinstein? Why she didn't cross that line with Epstein?
Come on.
Why she didn't cross that line with good old Trumpy boy?
Now we talking.
Why is that? So this is that's just why Black America is really upset. This is why everybody said, because his body is not even cold yet in the ground. It's not even been laid to rest in the ground, and you're gonna come out with that. I think it was repugnant. I think it was vile. I think it was her trying to make a shot at trying to get some cheap shot ratings. And I think all the heat that she's getting and all the smoke she's getting, she got it.
And I mean, like, everybody has an agenda to push.
Right.
I'm not agreeing with what she did.
Right.
I'm not. That's not my flavor.
Right.
That's not my cup of tea.
Right.
But I see the profession that she's in.
Right.
And I know her profession is to push that envelope, to ask that uncomfortable question.
But, I say that there's some uncomfortable questions that you can ask, and there's some uncomfortable questions that you should leave alone. That was one of those uncomfortable questions that she could have easily left alone, because you also got to remember, it's not only just the white people around her who have a lot of money and power. You also have a lot, because Shaq ain't said nothing yet. Shaq got a lot of money and power. Magic Johnson ain't said nothing yet. He's got a lot of money and power. Jerry West, a lot of those older white men who really was standing and helping and
I get it
on the side. So there's going to be a lot of things.
Because they've been there too.
Exactly. Not like she tried to do that with Kobe.
I mean, you know, when that took place, we don't know what was going on in Kobe's personal life.
But what it was is you just had a young man who met a girl. They got together. The girl turned around and said, "Oh," like they used to do all the time, just like in this situation. If you look at Emmett Till whistled at this girl. Come to find out, he never did anything. She lied on him.
Mm-hmm.
And that man died because of it. That young boy died because of it. Because he was born in the North, and then when he came down to the South, he didn't have that fear that a lot of blacks.
It was a different
had.
culture.
Right.
It was a different program. It was a different program.
So now what you're looking at is that you have a person who sat back and did that, and then all of a sudden she got out of it what she wanted to get out of it, which was a little bit of money. Now we're still throwing this up, and we're still using this to taint his legacy. That's not fair, and that's not right. And then for you as a black woman, once again, as a black woman, for you to go ahead and try to cheap shot your way in, I think it's wrong. Even if it is your job, there's certain things that you can sit back and say, "No, I'm not going to ask."
I don't like the comment, but at the end of the day, it was truth. And I'm not saying that I don't look at what happened as a big deal. I'm just saying I understand what happened, and I bet when it happened to Kobe, did he realize who he really was? Like, hold on,
exactly.
Like, I gotta approach people and my situations differently because people are looking to take advantage of me at all price, at all costs.
Right, and you're absolutely right, and that's one of the things that I think he had to go ahead and come to grips with. But
straight up.
So moving on to the next apologetic person.
Rest in peace, baby mama.
Rest in peace, Kobe, man. We miss you, bro. It was bad.
Straight up.
And it's more hurtful. And Gianna, I hope you're up in heaven, giving your father a hard time on the court.
Come on with it.
Okay, so Terry Crews apology. So Terry Crews. So what happened is Gabrielle Union was on America's Got Talent. She was one of the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Gabrielle, being Gabrielle, she said, you know, there was a lot of things that was going on that she wasn't cool with. And then she said a comedian, I'm not going to say his name on here, made a racist remark. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me, folks. Allergy season kicking my butt.
Yeah, but that's how real it is, man. We sneezing on camera.
So she did it. So she was on America's Got Talent. She was talking about she didn't like the way she was treated. They were sending her they were sending her messages telling her to change her hairstyle because her hair is too black. Yeah. So she ended up getting fired from America's Got Talent, and she was saying exactly why she got fired from America's Got Talent. And white people doing what white people did most. They called in their patented their house nigger to straighten out the problem. So Terry Crews jumped up to bat, told her he got on TV talking about sexism. I wouldn't be able to speak to that. I'm a man, so I don't have nothing to say. But as far as racism and racist, he's like, no, we're very diverse and we love each other and everything's great. So, mind you, when Terry Crews was talking about the sexual assault that he had against another man, Gabrielle Union was one of the first people to jump on his side, said he's been a stand-up guy. I believe him, and I believe that what he's doing is right. He turned against her, stabbed her in the back. So when the whole thing came out, and he was talking about, well, you're a chicken, I'm a hog. If you give me eggs, I'll owe you bacon. And then turn around and talk about, well, I don't owe nothing to nobody. Not my daughters, my sister, my mother. They have husbands, boyfriends, and better halves for that. Only person I owe is Rebecca. She gives me wings, his wife. So, what I love about this situation is because, you know, black women are black women, and as I always state, that black women come together. The only people that cannot come together is black men, unfortunately. That's a whole nother episode. But black women came together and they let them know, your daughters came from you. You don't owe them guidance. You don't owe them protection. Your mother, you came from your mother. You don't owe her your life. You don't owe her some type of... So after he got dragged by black women, I'm talking about probably dragged through the coals, he realized, oh my God, they're not going to stop. No, they're not going to stop, Terry, because black women work together. Black women will come together and they will make your life a living hell because you said some really ridiculously dumb stuff. So after he pretty much apologized and was finding himself, he got on there on TV talking about, I should have said this, I should have said that, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the situation and da-da-da-da. So he tried to do the white people two-step and it's not working for him. Because black people are just, they're not allowing it now. You guys, your generation is not allowing it. But what do you think about this whole situation?
I mean, first of all, I think people need to understand that you may think you're not an influencer, but you are.
Amen.
So when you step out and you want to speak your truth, because man, everybody has their own truth.
Right.
If that's the way Terry Crews felt, that's the way he felt. I'm not going to lose no sleep on it, and it's not going to ruin my day. But I know that I'm a different person that takes care of my own personal vibrations.
Right.
Now, career-wise, people got to understand, like you got to say certain things because you are a business. Like you don't work for the business, you are the business.
And my problem with that is that for him, no comment would have worked perfect. That's all he had to say pretty much. He didn't have to throw nobody under the bus. All he could have said, as far as sexuality, I'm not a man. As far as that situation, I don't know enough to speak on it. No comment.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the end of the whole thing.
True. I mean, I feel sorry for him, and
I don't.
Because I really think that like you said, I think that he learned something.
My problem is that
I think once again that he made a mistake, and just because he's Terry Crews, we put these people on this stature that they can't make a mistake.
But my problem with that is
he just made a mistake.
But my problem with that is, let's keep it a buck. Black men have been doing black women wrong for centuries. We've been treating black women harshly. We talk bad about them, we vilify them, we degrade them, and black women have had, since slavery, has had nothing but our backs, have constantly. And then when they pick upon our bad habits and start doing the same thing to us that we've done to them, you ain't no true black woman. You need to be this, and and then when you have a black woman that has your back, and then all of a sudden you stab her in her back, they have every right to look at us and say, so I'll do everything that y'all can to help you, but you keep stabbing me.
I mean, when you get into that issue of the black and the white and the this and the that, because I look at everybody as one, as all. But I get it. I know what the agenda says it is, and I know what the program says that it is. And, the black culture has been programmed to be separate a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like how we say, well, the black men and the black women. I mean, I don't even want to step in this realm right now, but it's the truth. With the perm of the hair, like your hair is beautiful. Like your hair is your strength. Right. Like your hair represents your tribe. Right. Like your hair is your energy. Like your hair is your beauty, and we're permanent. So we can have that straight down here, like who's born with that straight
people. Yeah.
So then, when the brother wants the white girl, it's a problem. But you trying to fix your hair like that girl.
See,
so what am I going to think that's right and proper?
But see, that goes back to more of style over substance. Style over substance. Because when most people are slicking back their hair, because men were doing it too. Let's be real. There's a lot of men that was doing the slick back. But the problem is that with that situation with Terry is just that he could have sat back and make the choice to say, you know what, I'm gonna stand in the gap for the person who stood in the gap.
True, he could have. I would have did that.
And that's what I'm saying. It would have been easy because if somebody would sit back and come up to you talking about fuck Larry, that motherfucker ain't shit. You'd be like, nah, I know him. He's cool. Why you like if somebody going to me? I'd be like,
well, damn.
Not my man, Nick.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you what's really going on, and that's where that conversation would have went. And instead of somebody doing that, they wanted to, and it was nothing more than he wanted to make sure he looked good for those superiors over at for American Got Talent, so
Come
he
on,
can make sure
baby.
he have his hat job.
Gotta keep them checks flowing in, dog.
So he gets, but see, if they change the color, this
Gotta
guy.
keep them checks coming in, dog. Look.
James
Now I love Larry. I love Larry. Okay. Now, if you say fuck Larry, I'll be like you said, hey man, what's up?
Right.
Now, if somebody tell me, hey man, I'm gonna give you $10 million if you say fuck Larry 5 times. Shit, I say it 6 times.
And look, and then after you get that $5 million, I'll be like, so really? Is it like that? Really? You had the dough?
And then me and Larry gonna break bread.
There you go.
You know, I'm just making a joke, but you know, man. At the end of the day, you know, like you all right on that. You know, like he could have gave that more positive energy. You know, man, he could have. You know, he could have kept it in a loving vibration,
Exactly.
especially for somebody that showed him some love.
Exactly.
And now you done did that to me like that.
So now it becomes a question of, okay, so when this situation comes about again, I know I can't trust you. So when you turn around, so even with Terry, let's take Terry Crews, and so if it becomes a question where Terry Crews might turn around and be like, oh, I need help, I need people to stand with me on this. We're not going to be quick to stand with you. Because we know we can't trust you.
Yeah.
We can't understand you. And
a white dude told me this. Since it's so big on black and white stuff, like a white dude told me this. He said, Nick, when you're on your way up, don't step on the people as you climbing on your way up.
Watch the places where you step on your way on the top, because they're going to be the same faces you look at on the way down.
Come on, baby. Come on, you ain't even let me finish.
Well,
Come on.
And uncles and aunts tell me that.
So, you know, man, it's a respect, it's a respect, it's a love. You always treat people with love and respect.
Yeah.
I don't care who they are, because you never know who you're talking to.
Exactly, because you never know what situation. And this is one thing that I used to always, my uncle used to always tell me. He said, you always treat everybody with kindness and respect. Because you don't know what type of day they're having.
Come on.
You don't know what they're going through. So your smile or your conversation can either make them feel better or can make them feel great. But if you come with negative energy, you can take a bad situation and make it worse.
Yeah, you can.
To the point where it could be a situation that hits you, because he could get mad at you, pull out a knife or a gun or something. Really?
Yeah.
Or it could be, he put his hands up. So you don't know what that person is going through. So what does it cost to give a person a smile?
Come on.
What does it cost to be?
And you know, like, I don't want to drift too much off subject because we have agenda. But, you know, people get this love thing. Like, people think love is lovey-dovey and all that stuff. Love is opening the door for a person.
Right.
Love is saying, Larry, man, you looking good in that shirt today, brother.
Well, I get it.
That's love. Love is saying, have a great day.
Exactly.
Look, somebody asked me the other day, they were like, Nick, how are you doing today? And I blew their mind because I said, I'm doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they was like, phenomenal.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Yeah.
You know, speak what your life is in existence.
Right.
Oh, man, same thing, man. Man, I'm doing the same shit, different day. Well, you gonna keep on doing the same thing.
Because you're putting that type of energy out into the world. Yeah, I agree with you a whole 110%.
Straight up.
And the thing is that we don't think about, and that's one of the things that we as people don't think about. We tend to do things from an aspect of, if I'm not doing great, I'm doing horrible. And that has to do with this whole media, this whole social media, everything. Even though, you get a lot of people who are like, they'll put pictures of themselves in these far off places and they're doing it, which is great. But just because you're not there, that does not mean your life is over or it's horrible. Yeah. And the thing about it, and that's where the whole mentality, that's when the whole mental thing comes in the aspect where, I forgot his name. It was an African poet that said, I could be caged, but my mind will continue to be free.
Come on with it. Yeah.
And he said, my mind can continue to be free and fly all over this world. So until I get there physically, my mind would have visited 12 times. I love that thought.
My mom would have visited 12 times.
Exactly.
Been there.
Yeah.
Been there before, yeah.
So I just didn't get there physically. So we just got to be able to be better toward each other and just show a lot of love. And I think that's one of the things that all of us have to work on, because I know I have my moments and I have my
Oh, everybody got
better
their
half,
moments.
my better half, she'll be the first one to tell you.
And you know, man, I'm not no preacher.
Right.
But you know, when Jesus would walk into the mountains and like walk into the woods by himself, he was having a moment.
Yeah.
He needed to get his vibrations right,
Exactly.
because he about to go cuss motherfuckers out.
Right.
And Jesus
ready
said,
to go there. Yeah.
Like, no, you know what? I need to stay in my love.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Let me go calm down.
Exactly.
Let me go be with my higher self. Let me get my vibrations
There you go.
back. Because right now, y'all really testing me, dog. Y'all really, you know, I'm just being real. You know, I mean, that's what it was. You know, it's not in your thou shalt not text.
Right.
But I'm telling you, when he left, he was by himself, so he can come in love. So like he could shake off whatever it was that was keeping him out of his love vibrations towards everybody.
Amen.
So if he has to do that, what you think we gotta do?
We definitely got to do it. Well, thank you once again. You notice that this episode is going to be shorter. We're going to go ahead and we're going to let you know. Thank you for coming. Don't forget, subscribe. Come and check us out. We'll see you next week. We'll make it happen. My name is Larry. And
My name's Nick. Boom, boom, boom.
And once again, this is Age for Beauty. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.
Come on, man. Even Shaft had music behind it.